Hello and welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman. Today we are graduating from using tetrachords to play scales. From now on, we'll be playing an entire one-octave scale with just a single hand, which requires using a more advanced fingering. Now, you might be asking, why do we need to know scales, Mr. Hoffman? Well, as you begin to learn more and more advanced repertoire, you'll start seeing scales all over the place. Scales are everywhere in sonatinas like this. Or look at all these scales in this famous Mozart sonata. And in really advanced repertoire like this Chopin ballade, watch this pianist play a 4-octave G minor scale hands together. Wow. Pretty amazing, huh? And that could be you someday, my friend. To be able to master the most awesome music, you'll want to become a real master of playing scales. So let's come to the piano to get started. We know from our tetrachords that you can build a 1-octave major scale with 2 major tetrachords. And we would play that with 4 fingers in one hand, 4 fingers in the other hand. Well, today we want to learn a more advanced way for scales where you can play all 8 notes with just one hand. Problem is, we don't have 8 fingers, obviously, so we're going to have to use a more advanced fingering technique and break these into groups. When we play with a single hand, instead of 2 groups of 4, we're going to do a group of 5 and a group of 3, because we do have 5 fingers. Let me show you how we'll do this. Today, let's use the left hand first. So I'm placing my left hand in the C major pentascale. So we're covering up these 5 notes, C, D, E, F, G, and then to continue on up these 3 remaining notes, as my thumb plays G, my other fingers are going to glide across, placing my finger 3 on A for La, Ti, Do. So you see how I did that? I'm thinking of a group of 5 right down here, C, D, E, F, G, and as I play G, I glide my finger 3 across to A, B, C. And as I'm doing that, all my other fingers come along too, and then my thumb slides over to play the top C. Group of 5 plus a group of 3 allows me to play the whole scale with just one hand. See how I did that? Now, one tip about this glide, try to make it as subtle as possible. Sometimes I see students going, woo, and their fingers come flying over in a huge arc. Think of just gliding across. Keep your fingers close to the keys and make it as subtle as possible. Smaller motions will eventually allow you to play that nice and fast. But for today, we're taking it slow and steady to master the motion. Okay? Now, will you try that with me? Place your left hand in the C major pentascale. Here's my middle C, so I'm on bass C. And let's go one note at a time, starting with finger 5. Go. C, D, E, F, G. Now glide across. Finger 3 on A. Continue. A, B, C. Great. Now press pause and try that a few times on your own until you're really comfortable with that gliding motion. Remember to make it as smooth as you can, just like you're ice skating on those keys. Press pause to try going up that 1-octave scale with your left hand, then press play when you're ready to go on. Okay, now let's try coming down the octave scale with the left hand. We're going to think in the same groupings. Remember, we had a group of 5, then a group of 3. So to come down, we're going to use those same groups, but backwards. A group of 3, then a group of 5. So to come down, I'm starting with my left hand finger 1 on middle C, and I'm going to go C, step down, and as I'm playing this B and A, my thumb, my finger 1 is sneaking under. It's gliding across and through. And this is another reason it's really important to keep a curved shape in your fingers, because it kind of creates this archway for your thumb to get under. If I'm playing like this with flat fingers, my thumb is going to crash. So you need a nice little bridge, finger 1, 2, 3, and as I'm playing those notes, I'm shifting my hand, kind of gliding my thumb under And I help that happen by kind of turning my hand a little bit, and my thumb gets under to G, and then all the other fingers glide across, and I finish with this group of 5. So again, coming down, I have this group of 3, and then a group of 5. So I go 1, 2, 3, thumb sneaks under, and we come all the way down. Just like when we glided over, the thumb coming under should be a subtle motion. You know, don't really lift your wrist and do all kinds of crazy stuff. There's a little shift to the side of the wrist to get that thumb under, but mostly your hand is staying pretty calm and relaxed. If you have that curved shape, your thumb will be able to get right under. 1, 2, 3, thumb comes under, and then you can go the rest of the way down. Let's try it together. Place your left hand finger 1 on middle C, and here we go. 1, 2, 3. As you're playing 2 and 3, your thumb is already starting to sneak under, and then you get to G, and then go the rest of the way down. Good. Now pause the video and try that a few times on your own, going down the scale 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press pause to give that a try a few times, and then press play when you're ready to go on. Okay, now let's put that all together and try going up and down the scale, like this. So we'll go, starting with finger 5 on bass C, we'll go C, D, E, F, G, glide over, A, B, C, and then we'll come down, thumb under, and we're back to C. So notice at the top, I didn't repeat this C. So I just stepped up to it, and then I stepped right back down. And that's the traditional way to practice scales, without repeating the top note. Okay? Now, press pause and try that on your own, then press play when you're ready to go on. Okay, now let's figure out how to do that 1-octave scale with just the right hand alone. For the right hand, we're going to kind of do it opposite from the fingering we used from the left hand. Since the hands are built opposite, that's how it's going to work best. So whereas in the left hand we did a 5 plus 3 group, in the right hand we're going to use a 3 plus 5 group. Okay, let me show you how that works. So we'll start with right hand finger 1 on middle C, and I'll go 1, 2, 3, and as I'm playing 2, 3, you'll notice my thumb snuck under to F. That's the end of my group of 3 is right there, and then on F I'll start my group of 5 to bring me all the way up to C. And then I can come back down that group of 5, and then as I get to F, my finger 3 is going to glide over to E, and then I can finish the scale. So watch that whole thing again. I go C, D, thumb is sneaking under, I make it all the way up to C, now I'm stepping down, my group of 5, I get to thumb, finger 3 glides over, and I make it to C. So a group of 3, a group of 5, then I come back down that group of 5, and I finish with that group of 3. Now press pause and try playing the 1-octave scale with your right hand in C major. Go all the way up and go ahead and come back down. Try that a few times until you feel comfortable, then press play when you're ready to go on. Now I'd like to give you a super challenge to try once you feel like you've got that 1-octave scale mastered. And that's to play chumbara with just one hand. We used to play it with 2 tetra chords to be able to cover that full octave, but now you know how to navigate a full octave scale with just one hand. So that would look like this. We're going to use the C major pentascale. Then right here we jump up the octave with finger 5 and then just come down the full octave with our scale fingering. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. We can do that same thing in the left hand. So notice that scale fingering, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you feel ready, give that super challenge a try. Great job learning how to play the C major 1-octave scale using our new advanced fingering. As you continue to practice this, I encourage you to use a metronome to keep a steady beat. Set it to about 80 beats per minute and play one note per click. Over time, we'll gradually increase that speed until you're playing as fast and clean as those examples we heard earlier. Thanks for watching and happy practicing! It's riddle time, Chef! All right, let's hear your riddle. What is the most musical part of a fish? I don't know. What? Its scales! Good one.